Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? Once again, I'm Ned from That's Tech, but otherwise known as your friendly neighborhood basement dweller. Don't worry, ma'am, I am from the internet. We got Popular Mechanics, May 1978, and we got like four things that men like: cars, women, dogs, sports. Not necessarily in all that order. Sometimes it'll change, but I know what I like the most. Who's a good boy? I mean, cars, women, sports, these things come and go, but good boys are forever. Once I managed to take my eyes off the golden blonde, who's a very good boy. Interesting, we got the Bible popping up in Popular Mechanics. You'll notice that this is a giant magazine compared to the other one. Geez, I guess it's not really all that much bigger, but it feels huge. That's what she said. Bear with me, guys. I gotta figure out the lighting with this new paper. Okay, let's give that a shot. First off, let's take a look at the trucks. Okay, that looks like a real truck from back in the day with timing belts and no computers. So I love computers. I actually like trucks. I don't like it when trucks and computers meet. As a tech, as a computer tech, I seriously feel like computers stole something from trucks. Trucks are still awesome, but okay, this is interesting. We're seeing more 12-volt televisions. Television was very important to us in the 90s, and I guess it was in the 80s. So you had cable television, and then you had, well, around here we called it the Farmer's Three because we could only get three channels on it. If you were closer to a city, you were more likely to get channels. Oh, cool. That's so cool. Panasonic is advertising their televisions and their batteries on the same page. That is interesting. That's not a 9 volt. What is it? No, that's not 12 volt. There's no way that can be 12 volt. Wow, they even made earbuds. Wait, that's earbuds. That's an that's a single earbud. That we've had earbuds forever. I just figured it out. So we're getting towards the end of the 70s now. Women are having the ability to have their own bank account and have conversations without men. And hey, we got this steering wheel that pops up and down for them. Geez, I guess air conditioners in the 70s, central air was just a box outside, wasn't it? I mean, a real box. A motor for your bike. That is intriguing. That goes on top. The same place that you would have a light, maybe a generator for a light. Wow, wow. Has anyone ever used one of those? Wait, where's the tank? That's got to be the tank down there by the spokes. Oh man, can you imagine getting that thing caught in the spokes and just having gas flying everywhere? I guess you risk the same thing on any other vehicle, but still. Anyways, I love how they have advertisements for such mundane things. You open this up and it just takes you back. I can see this on the wall of my babysitters so long ago. As I look into it, I have no idea anything about it. I do now, but back then, it was like looking into a little box that might have been a supercomputer. Sears still existed here. So way back in the day, everybody hated Sears because it destroyed the small town corner store. Actually, at that point, you wouldn't even have a corner store. It would have been just a corner store in a village that was probably also the post office. Anyways, so Sears gave those guys a hard time because you could send out a catalog and they could mass produce and then just send things out. I really should pay attention about what I'm looking at. But they killed the small town corner store. Sears killed the small town corner store. The video killed the radio star. But anyways, oh my god! Oh my god, it existed in the 70s? Oh, radar controlled Gatling gun. Oh, call it what it is, baby. I've never heard anyone calling it a Gatling gun, but it is. The Phalanx? I never knew they called it the Phalanx. The Phalanx, the Navy's latest radar controlled gun, has completely tested and will become operational. Oh, that is sexy. That is sexy. So this thing can trace things by radar, of course, and not only that, but track a target and figure out where a target is going to be. This is the only way that I've ever seen lead work effectively against jets. So if you've ever played Battlefront, yeah, we're playing games, but Battlefront, seriously, Battlefront. If you've ever legitimately tried to shoot a jet with any kind of lead and didn't track, you just know you just can't. You just can't. But one of these things, I've watched these things in videos just track a target right across the sky that I didn't see in the night. It was terrifying and beautiful at the same time. Man. Which brings us into the laws of robotics. So, robotics aren't supposed to kill anyone or cause anyone to be hurt for any reason, but no, this thing's gonna mess up your day, that's for sure. Seeing these things, it's terrifying. And to the older folks watching, I'm describing this to the younger folks. Please don't feel like I'm trying to describe things to you. My goodness, the pouch pipe tobacco. Okay, so this is, young guys, this is for the pipe tobacco smoker. This is the first time I've seen these pouches. My dad smokes pipes, and he had these pouches lying all over the place. Oh, sounds like I got delivery. So CB radios were a really big thing back in the day. My dad, no one I knew used it, but my ex-wife's father, which is a hell of a guy, drives truck for garbage. He's a garbage man with a heart of gold, and he's got so many stories about using CB radios. That's interesting. I never seen anyone build a greenhouse over top of the pool, but I guess it makes sense. You just have your tatas showing. Oh my goodness, I could just walk around with my boys hanging all skiddly beans and just have no problem. Not, I like that. I like that. Anyways, my ex-wife can't drive worth a damn. Neither can I. She can probably drive a lot better than me. But she was saying how when she was learning to drive, she had her dad in the car, and she drove so bad that the other truckers were on the CB radio complaining about her, and he had to get on the radio and complain back, basically. I'll never forget that when she told me about that. Chrome won't get you home. That's interesting. Chrome Sanders. I would not want to be on a job site with that. I have a feeling that like they would disappear pretty quickly. I've never seen anything like that. Legitimately, gearheads out there that are listening. What would you do if you came into a shop and you seen somebody's stuff completely covered with chrome? Would you make fun of them? Oh, yes, you can. In fact, anything will work as a dill. Oh my god, check this guy out. Check this guy out. He just, oh, I'm such a. He's got that stare. Just think, these guys had to hold this pose forever. She had to hold that pose for so long. Just reeks with, I don't know. This is ephemera. This is definitely ephemera of 1978. Yep, one of a kind. Oh yeah, okay. So this is one of those advertisements where they're advertising a lifestyle instead of the product. They're selling the camel product, but they're trying to say like, hey, you're going to be this guy, and it's selling. It's also selling sex. There's a lot of advertisements in here that's literally just kind of selling a lifestyle that will attract women. It's wonderful. Oh my god, trains you could ride. Okay, so the awesome part about these kinds of trains, boys always love to play with trains, and it's okay. It's wonderful, guys. Play with your toys. Just sometimes, yeah, bring everyone into it. The awesome part about this is they get to make and create, upkeep one of their own trains, and they get to enrich other people's lives with it, which just makes everyone so happy. It's doing something that men love doing, being a part of the community and facilitating for the community. Oh my gosh, they got a lazy Susan in there. A jogging computer. This is an advertisement for a computer that you can jog on. So I guess this is sort of like a Fitbit. You get to jog in the same place. That there's no tread on that. I am not sure if I'd be able to do that. Have you ever tried making love on an inflatable bed? Check it out, guys. You can get your own war rig. You can make your own millennial forever home. Everyone gives Ford Rangers a hard time, but legitimately, the hardest working people that I know don't need anything other than a Ford Ranger. Who needs these giant trucks that are more like space stations? Legitimately, space stations. I borrowed my ex-wife's brother's truck. It was from 2010, I think. And the thing looked and felt like a space station more than a truck. I mean, you got in an old 80s truck, you knew you were in an 80s truck. You had a little bit of a rough ride, but hey, that was fine. There was something aesthetic about it. There was something with the ephemera. There was something about it was real. It just you felt more real. But man, driving around in this new truck, I literally felt like I was in a space station because I could hardly hear anything going on the outside. Yeah, when you were in an old GM or an old, I'm thinking about a Dodge Ram actually, an old blue Dodge Ram that my ex girlfriend had, and you heard what was going on in the engine. Sorry, I'm drifting off. You heard what was going on in the engine. You knew what was going on a little bit outside. It's like these days you're in your own world in whatever vehicle you're in. And back in the day, you still had the ability to kind of interact with the vehicle on the outside. People like it when vehicles make a noise, when you can hear the sound of the engine. And oh, yeah, they loved outdoor engines in these. And women. What do you have to. Okay, you know what? I just like seeing sexy women, so I'm not gonna complain. Anyways. So, anyways, this big truck, guy never actually used it, and I got into it, and the shifter, it was automatically, but I'm used to a shifter where at least you do like a little bit of this. But it was a knob that I had to turn on the dashboard, and I don't know. I don't know. I'm not like a manly man or anything, but I just got the feeling like there was something wrong with this. You need more than just a knob. Once again, we're selling the sex. So, what do you think they're selling? Separates you without getting fleece. What do you think they're selling? So, of course, there's the sheep. You don't want to be like them. You want to be your own man, especially because women, they're selling pants. Your pants? She's not looking at his pants. You know, for a second there, I kind of got tired of seeing women selling me things, but then I realized women are really cool. They look really nice. I think 90% of the LGBTQ will admit that there's just with just women just look nicer than men do. Like there's like I can trust this guy to build me something and to keep me safe and all that. But even like this guy could be like, and he'd probably rather see a woman half naked than women like boobs too is what I'm trying to get at. Everybody likes boobies. Check out a woman's magazine. Who's on the cover? Usually a woman. Oh, that's lovely. Those kids are having a great time. I gotta say, in the 70s, I seem to be noticing a lot more advertisements for vans and Winnebagos. See, taking the party on the road seems to have been a big thing in the 70s. Mr. Hasselhoff? What are you doing in racing? Peak performance Honda generators. Leaving work up north. Very nice. Very nice. So, man, I really want a good diesel generator. But none of these new generators. I want to get me one of the older generators that you could burn vegetable oil in. My dad's got a car he burns vegetable oil in. He can't even get diesel working in it right now. I think this is the first Coleman advertisement I've been seeing. He works in a salad dressing factory and he uses the vegetable oil in the car. All he has to do is filter it. He doesn't have any kits on it. Oh, that's fascinating. Putting some warm air through a pipe so that it'll have a different flavor. I mean, you're literally smoking the craziest stuff. This reminds me of my ex girlfriend's mom. She said that when she got married, they went out fishing in a canoe, and all they did was fight. And that was the honeymoon, and they're still together. Oh boy, are we having a wonderful time smoking our cigarettes. Um, so this looks like they're trying to make it look like it's old timey, but I've gone through the old-timey magazines and I haven't seen anything like this. I think this guy's been spending too much time with the wizard glue from the 50s magazines. I'm starting to think it's about the 80s when these advertisements started having these over the top, wide mouth smiles everywhere. I know everyone likes their big trucks and their big cars and everything, but legitimately, when I was little, I just wanted something like this, something that could just get around from point A to point B. I could swap things out really easily. I wanted a Chevette. I want a Chevette, but there's nothing like that anymore. Nothing, everything's overly complicated, everything's overly controlled. If you want a car, it's okay. So my town used to have a demolition derby every year, and it was spectacular. People came from far and wide for the demolition derbies here, and nobody comes from far and wide to see this stuff ever. Anyways, they came from far and wide, and they could do it because cars were more easily available. You could get them cheaper. You could get a Chevette back in the day for next to frickin' nothing, and you yourself could do the changes. You probably didn't even need an engine jack. You just needed a big oak tree with an arm. Man, with that kind of van, you could haul ass. Nobody wants vans anymore. Everyone wants giant trucks. The Toro. I could be wrong, but this is the first advertisement for a Toro that I've seen. So the more I read these popular mechanics magazines, the more I understand the distortion that I used to get on my CRT television, why I would get it, but this absolutely doesn't help me at all because there are no CRT televisions and the signal is no longer analog. Anyways, this is an antenna that you could have inside your house if you were living in the city. An indoor antenna to make the signals better. Apparently, if you were in the city, signals would bounce off buildings and the TV would interpret two signals. Alright, I think I just have to face it, guys. I'm in love with old trucks. 80s trucks? Beautiful. I do believe if I had this in my car, I would automatically get sexy time. Like any woman that passed by me would just be like, Nevin, would you like some coitus? Snoop snoop. Can't stop a dick to the shindig. We got skateboarders and popular mechanics, man. All the white women say that white men be discriminating and everything, but when I look into a popular mechanics magazine, I don't see discrimination. I just see love for anything mechanical. We're not shaking our cans at the old folks. We're wondering how they managed to get down the way so damn quick. This is interesting. True stories of Igloo. So you get places where place burns down, and then you check your igloos, and hey, there's still some ice in there. Kind of melted, but Igloo. You should buy them. I guess this is when the plastic igloo started to get really popular. Because before this was 1978. Before this, there was a lot of times your igloo was just like a styrofoam, right? Old folks, feel free to clue me in. I was born in 82, so. Oh, yeah, I will never be as cool as these guys. I love those smiles, especially the dog. Oh, my progressive girlfriend would be so angry at this. Ha. Oh, white people, patriarchy. Oh no, it's a German car. I gotta take a picture of this and send it to her. Get some sand in that hoo ha. Who gets upset with happy people, legitimately? With StarCraft, you've got a good thing going. So I've seen some of these out and about, and I always get confused because I love the video game. It's interesting that cigarettes in these older magazines sell an attachment with nature, but not real nature. Golf course nature. And there's a big difference. What's up with golf course nature? I don't understand it at all. It's not natural. It's nice. The Bible and popular mechan. I hear you going to sleep. Everything looks better with the whammons on it. Hey, boss, the Goyles are over there in the next panel. Yeah, I mean, she could be driving it, but then she wouldn't be relaxing on the front. Man, I can see why guys would like you just driving around. You get your wife, your girlfriend in the front, and she's just relaxing. You get to check her out. You get to check out, see around you. That would be a perfect freaking day. Just the two of you. Really though, that does sound romantic. Holy snot, guys, we've lost that. I just realized we've lost that. The ability to be alone with someone we love out on the water. and just not saying anything. Being together, not saying anything, maybe focusing on fishing, but not being connected on our phones, on our tablets. That's something we've lost, and there's a lot to be said about that because within dating, going out on a boat and relaxing and just doing nothing was a big thing. Going camping and just doing kind of nothing was a big thing. We've lost that. What have we replaced it with? I don't know. Sorry, I'm getting off. Coming, super windmill. Ha ha ha. Windmill. Windmill. Notice how they don't call that a generator there, Tex. That really ticks some of them off because they're not mills, they're turbines, that's right. Wait, is that a turbine? Yeah, they have a turbine down there. It's really interesting to see the design versus what they actually ended up going for. I wonder if the oval thing would have been harder to transport. Okay, let's take a look at new technology now. We have Hornets for dual flight attack roles. We have a pack where you can make your own toys. That's interesting. No coin needed in an emergency. You just press a button and you can connect with 911. Very nice. And then here we have the sun does the cooking. Boarders and campers can use solar energy. So I have a feeling I'm only seeing 1/3 of the whole unit there, and I want to know what the rest of it looks like. Geez, Popular Mechanics really got this stuff down. If there's three things that I love, it's women, animals, and patterns. A breakdown of how to do things. These days, you'd think something like this would be illegal. Someone who made this would be like, oh, you can't sell this pattern because someone could hurt themselves. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Happy women playing with dogs puts my heart at peace. How to repair and clean carpeting. Come on, guys, it's not gay unless your balls touch. There's only one set of balls here, it's okay. Get in on it. You can so too. They're just making fun of me now. Not only will I never be able to afford a house anymore, but I will never be able to have a car that simple and cool. Quick, get him! He's stealing our football. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. This has got to be the first time we're getting into multiculturalism here. Good job, Sears. Nobody gave you a parade for doing the good thing. Legit question. Would most men have been okay with their wives polishing their car? Like, I know you get some guys who are like, nobody touches my car. And then you get some people who just think that there are some things my wife shouldn't do, and if she's doing it, it means I've failed as a husband, like doing garbage. I know me, for personally, I really felt like if my wife was touching garbage, like, no, just, I have to touch the garbage. I am doing the garbage. I am doing the garbage. My kids aren't touching the garbage. I'm not really sure what they're selling. It must be tires. But it's interesting now that we got this new highly glossy paper and a good range of color that we have a lot more artistic integrity within our shots, and it says so much. This says so much. They're able to portray so much without text, with a simple shot, and it's beautiful. You got the product, you got the sexiness, you got the location. Hey, it's great. Now, I think the average man, if they seen this situation, they'd be like, okay, I gotta get in there because she's in her suit. She's going somewhere to do something really probably bank related or something. She's gonna get dirty. Hey, let me take care of that mess. Some men see this and they're just like, I have to help. And the women be like, oh, I can do this, you white control. You don't think I can? I'm just kidding. Those types of ladies would be like, oh my God, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm sorry. I hope I'm not too bitter. Boy, this support grips makes us super happy. Now we can stop fighting about the fact I slept with my secretary and impregnated her. So I'm starting to notice and I'm starting to wonder if having an old car is a boomer thing. Seems like most boomers and people, maybe just before being boomers, had a car and they're always fixing this car. And if they ever fix their car, maybe they themselves will die. It's a classic car. It's always a classic car. It should be a truck. Guys should have more classic trucks in my area. My dad's is a TR3. My computer guys, I think it was a Mayflower. The world's first solar power watch. This thing sells for, I'm pretty sure this thing goes for 1,000 now. And if you can find parts associated with it, they also go for a lot. I won't settle for anything less than taste. I'm not going to tell you what he's advertising. Look into my eye. And on the back, we have more fishing boat things. I think we need to get back out on the boats again. Oi, blimey! Look at that Sheila! She's checking out the dog. And they're going to make really great friends because they all get along with the dog. I think there's one thing, yeah, definitely all men can agree with. We like vehicles, we like ladies, and we like the puppy dogs. Anyways, have a good one, folks. Take it easy and take care of each other, will you? Give your dog a pat for me, please. Catch you later, guys. Have a good one.